Good evening, Stealth community. How are we doing? Glad to see you could drop in. And the news is just fluctuating with so much stuff, right and left. Sometimes you don't know just which way to go. But I'm so glad that everybody was able to stop in. We're going to have a little talk today. You know, sometimes Big Daddy likes to go off the chart a little bit and just elaborate. Use our common sense to see if we're on the right track, because some of the buzzsaw people we're around, man, it just doesn't seem right. How can a person think that bad, you know? A lot of times it just makes you want to slap yourself and see if you're in the right world. You know, because it's so much going on. I wake up many mornings and you have to get that old slap. Sometimes, like the old people say, you have to pinch yourself. Because how can a human being be that stupid? I had dogs that was smarter and could comprehend better. You notice I put the ninja cap on my head and got a little bit big. Because it's time for protection again. I mean, we got so many things that are firing against us, and I have to say my hat's off to Trump, because the things that he's going through, and there's shortness on every end. I never seen so much hatred towards one person. I mean, pure indulgence of hatred and lying and stealing. It's the devil's den. Hey, I'm going to get into it right quick. There's a lot of stuff breaking in the news, and I'm going to try to be more fluent with this and get it out to you a little bit more clearer. I do advise my listeners, and by the way, thanks for one that are signing up. Tell your friend about it. Let's grow the channel. This channel is all about you. And we want to reach as many people as we can to help them. Sometimes we just need a little swift or a little kick to start us up, and not go with the narrative or the premeditated way, or look for citizenship and agreement from people that we know don't have any good intentions at all. And people follow to be part of the crowd. You're part of the in crowd. And it's destroying you. They actually tearing down the very fabric that we live in. This is America. But leave it to them, the burning of their flags, their hatred for the country. It's crazy. Like I said, we're going to touch on a few things. There's about 65 different inputs today in the breaking news that affects us, and it seems to be getting more and more to talk about. But we're going to be smart about it, people. And as well as I'm trying to encourage you, please write in, leave a text, leave a comment, email, however you want to do it. Just do it. And let's have conversation. And let's talk. I answer all my emails. I even have some long conversations with some of the members, because it's upbuilding me. I like to hear, and we don't always disagree. But you keep it cool, I got it cool. You're adult, I'm an adult. You're a child, I'll go with that for a while, and then I'm tired of your sickness, and I just pass it on. You know, there's no need in bringing a person down or pushing the narrative on a person. Oh, you're fat. Oh, you're black. Oh, you're white. Oh, you got more than me. Or you think you're doing better than me. I'm pretty sure that person knows that already. They don't need your help. Like the Madanis of the world. What a mess. What a mess up there. Hochul, she can't solve anything. They're fighting and pitting against one another. And you guys went along with the narrative. Oh, free this and free that and free this. Ain't nothing free. Nothing's free. That's why we have robbers and bank robbers and people stealing. Yeah, you get somewhere that way. But when it comes to digging in and working, you get somewhere that way too. But now we have to plan a whole different objective to be successful. World ain't what it used to be, at all. I was looking at the news today. Ron DeSantis, I don't know if he's going to have the last of his term up for governor from Florida. And I must say, he's been a dynamite governor. Byron Johnson, the young black man, is coming in sharp as a tack. So I don't think Florida's going to lose no ground at all. He is definitely not your Obama. But Governor DeSantis announces that Florida has reached #1 in the workplace for education. And that's a good thing because, we used to have work experience, home ec, and all of that in school. All that's taken away. Now they talk about you don't need to salute the flag. You don't need religion in school. And I'm going to teach you how to be a girl if you're a boy and how to be a boy if you're a girl. Also, ICE was chasing a driver, and he was fleeing, and this was in Georgia, and he ended up killing a teacher from the high-speed chase. And people may have something to say about that. First of all, if you guys wasn't fighting for that, and if Biden and Harris hadn't let these unvetted people here, we wouldn't have them running and creating chaos because, again, they care nothing about life. And as I said before in the last podcast, you people are fighting for these people, fighting for them. And if they had your daughter somewhere by herself, your wife somewhere by herself, 99.9% they probably wouldn't be coming home. There are 4 dead in a pileup crash involving over 30 vehicles, including multiple semis. This guy, Kilmar Bribio Garcias, when they had all the implications with beating his wife and stuff, we got governors and stuff running all over there to protect him and stuff. It's still going on. What American do you see them going all in and out over? And this guy is not even a citizen. And I tell you guys all the time, make it make sense to me. And they said he was detained in immigration, and the focal point is that they cannot debate or charge him for any other crimes. So this guy, what is he, a freaking celebrity now in America? And other countries got to look at us. And we saw that in the summit, how stupid my AOC went there with her chopped word salad. Need to be back in the restaurant, washing dishes or busting tables, whatever she did. Terrible. That's a representation, and doesn't even know about the laws or how they're affecting us. Also, we got Devil Hillary. Now, this lady is a piece of work. I must say so myself. Accusing Trump's administration of cover-up over handling of the Epstein documents. First of all, you need to learn how to put a leash on old Bill. You need to learn how to keep your home settled. Why don't you tell us about that, Hillary, and explain that to us? You know what I'm saying? Nobody cares anymore, Hillary. You're old news. Old news. Jesse Jackson, a civil rights leader who ran for president, we know that he died or passed of 84. And him and Donald Trump were very close friends. And they got along very well. But here the media said everything is negative. You cannot believe in the narrative coming behind media. And you notice some things CNN, NBC, and whatever it is, don't mean anything to me because I know more podcasters than I do the news. They have to come out sometime and tell the truth, and you know it hurts. It hurts bad. Donald Trump has paid heavy tribute to Jesse Jackson, and he also was tearing apart Barack Obama at his trashing sources of how he handled blacks themselves in America. And y'all running around here with sugar tank. This man's done nothing for blacks in America. I'm going to tell it like it is. Nothing. And to hear him and Big Mike sit there and talk about what they did for this country, no. And you get sick of the lies. And sometimes you just want common sense. And it does hurt at times. The truth will bust you wide open. But once you get it out, people, it's out. And you're done with it. Nobody can come and say, well, you didn't tell me this, you didn't. No, I told you that. Now what you got? And it leaves them blank. That's what I like to do it, blank. You know everything, you need to know everything on a need-to-know basis. There's also information that Republicans have joined with Dems in a constitutional amendment to give Congress power to reject laws that are coming up in the House. And this is nothing new. Kristi Noem pulls a plane off for search and with the overboarded of the Coast Guard grantsmen to deport immigrants. Also, people, you need to write this down. I try and give y'all information all the time on food products, and we got a lot of them. Thank God for JF Kennedy in there because he's tracking and finding so much stuff. There's a recall, 600,000 packages of M&Ms, a recall, and these are prepackaged promotions, plain as well as peanut. So keep that in your memoir before you think about buying a package of that. The only thing I had one person call in and go, Big Daddy, you're always giving us the information on food products, and we appreciate it. But can you give us the information on when the ban is lifted off of that? And they never give the research on it all the time. I can look it up for you, but like I said, I give you sometime your due diligence. You say, well, how are you coming up with this all the time? I didn't see that. It wasn't on the news. There you go. That's the fake news. They don't want you to know that. You know what I'm saying? So, usually when something happens like that, people, my diet is getting very slim. I just don't eat it no more. I'm done. Because you failed me one time, you failed me again. First time, I'm the trustworthy one. I go back and try it again, and you fail me again, and I get sick. I'm the idiot. Because just like in a relationship or marriage, at the end, a lot of people say it was irretrievably broken. That means trust is gone. And I'm trusting you for whatever you put in my body. This is just my opinion, family. I have no use for the company no more. And I got about 40 of them on. It's getting slim. Y'all gonna look at me one day and look like I'm on crack rock. Ain't got nothing to eat. You know what I'm saying? Because all the food's bad. And I'm telling you what I know. And you can look it up on Google, Yahoo, and give you the information on it. There's also that it's been found to give rare blood clots. I don't know. Some of this stuff is beyond me, people. Like I say, just be careful and read the product that you're looking at. If you have a first thought about something, by all means, go buy that. You know, old people used to say in the old days, your first thought's your right thought. Go buy it. Live by it. There is also a former FBI agent says the detail in Nancy Guther's video suggests that she's no longer with us. Again, I talk about this subject a lot because that has got to be hell for a family to go through when you love your mom that much. But that goes up and down. One time, oh, we were close to finding it. The next time, oh, we got a letter to them. Next time, we gave money. But, you know, it's going up and down, up and down. And a lot of times, the longer the case drags out, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but it puts you closer to that person not being alive if you find them. And we definitely don't wish that. It says Anderson Cooper quits CBS after merely 20 years of service. He says Anderson Cooper has not renewed his contract with CBS in a shocking decision that comes about 20 sources said that he's made his final decision on it, and maybe the man wants to retire, relax. Ghislaine Maxwell lied to the U.S. citizenship application of Epstein's former lover, and she could face up to 400 years more in jail, but she's already there now. And there's a lot of reactions when it comes to Jesse Jackson. Neither here or there, because I could be concerned about nothing when it comes to our congressmen, presidents, and stuff like that. My main concern is about the poor women that were mistreated, and I like to see them get justice. But this, I'll tell you what, in England, the prince over there just had some bad dealings with Epstein. He's already arrested. And one thing I think about America, we procrastinate so long. When arrest going to come? When arrest going to? Are we going to do it? Are we going to do it? What is wrong with us? My grandma said when she was talking about Trump, you do the crime, you do the time. You know what I'm saying? And we know too that Stephen Colbert on the CBS night show is Democrat against Democrat. Jasmine Crockett is getting a little bit of her own medicine. She wasn't given the same amount of time of interviewing on TV, and her Democratic associate had more time to do his campaigning and talking on TV. So now there's a fight going on with the FCC about equal times on that. And you notice how the Democrats, they're so chaotic, they're so messed up. Chaos is their middle name, that they bicker and fight among one another. So I don't want to hear neither one of them, no way. So hopefully they get their things worked out. It goes deeper than that, like I said. This is just breaking news for you, so you're hip. You're dialed in to the things that are going on in the country. Ex-Trump advisor Steve Bannon suggested President Trump should remove VA 25th Amendment. And it has been advised that Donald Trump's advisor Steve Bannon told about Jeffrey Epstein's presidential engagement that things be revealed and come forth. And a sheriff in Savannah, Guthrie's mom's case reveals that his brother died one day after Nancy Guthrie. The Plymouth County Sheriff, Chris Nanos, revealed he suffered a personal tragedy aimed for the search. Bank is issuing a warning to 3,996 customers after detecting unauthorized access to highly sensitive information. So security numbers, financial statements are all being embarked on and showed. Surfing legend Kurt Van Dyke, 66, was stabbed to death in Holiday hotspot. The legendary surfer has been suffocated and stabbed to death after the apparent robbery of his home. Exclusive to Nancy Guthrie, kidnapper is a complete amateur, the sheriff is saying, and he got lucky, experts say. Lucky or not, he's still putting her in one big tragedy. Experts are following the search for Nancy Guthrie's mother as a very serious matter, which is on radar 100%. Even President Trump has weighed in and said that they should be put to death for the crimes that they have committed against her mother. Also, again, keep your eyes, ears open. There's a recall alert. Nearly 650,000 pounds of tater tots recall due to potential plastic contamination. The Food and Drug Administration has announced the Class 2 recall of tater tots made by McCain. So again, people, keep up with this, write down all the products that I'm giving you, all the cleaning facilities, all the cleaning products. Keep that down. You're going to be able to write a book once we get done here with so much stuff being bad. And guard yourself from those products. And like I said in my little book, I don't trust the company no more. That's your health. That's your life. You're putting plastic in your body. You're putting E. coli in your body. You're putting germware for AIDS, tuberculosis. I mean, we've gone through it all here. The mumps. I mean, it's amazing the supplements that we're finding in our food that we are trying to consume. There's also a huge breakthrough in Nancy Gunther's case, as the FBI has photos and names of possible suspects. Like I said, this goes up and down, up and down. Through the news, sometimes you get 4 or 5 different things on it. All we can do is pray and hope that that comes out successful for the family. It says Pam Bondi is accused of cover-up after the ex-Prince Andrew arrest on Epstein was involved. And this is again the prince I was telling you about that's got arrested, but they are acting. Of these other countries, like I said, people over here throwing the flags up, cursing, and on the View, you got a little Miss Piggy and the other old lady, just pure hatred. I don't try to remember their names. It's not important to me I remember their names, but 100% pure hatred. And saying that we need to be bilingual and all that. And you audience is sitting there clapping for that. This is America again. You speak English. And I'm so glad President Trump is making forward advances to have that done. And then we need to get a law in effect. I was doing some reading up. We don't even have the basic language for this. And that's terrible. All these years, you come over here and say whatever you want. Any kind of language, but, like China is China. Russia is Russia. They have their basic language that they go to. We're just open. And what language are you? So you can say anything you want. That's why Hillary Clinton and all those about 15 years ago talking about, we can go and make it Spanish. Remember the big uproar we had? That muzzled out pretty quick because a lot of people got angry about it. And these are important issues, people. Issues we need to straighten out, because you want to be able to call your homeland your homeland. Your language is in your homeland, and that is English. There's so much going on. Trump has claimed that Obama revealed classified information when he said that aliens are real. And Trump is answering back. He's called for all the files on aliens, what they've found, to be presented. As a president, he made a great mistake by saying that. And this is the next thing that people have been talking about, and he's giving away information that's supposed to be quiet. So now Trump is bringing all of that out, which is good. They're angry about it, of course, but you put it out there, you know what I'm saying? There are also things that I don't know if you guys have heard about the Olympics, how we have certain Olympians that they've gone over there and took it upon themselves to bash America. And this is the Olympics. And it says aboard the Air Force 1 February the 19th, rioters against President Trump on that Thursday accused the former Source rioters Oakland Alice Liu gives the U.S. its first woman figure skating Olympian of gold in 24 years. Now, these are things that we should be rejoicing about. I'm going to mention the names to you of the people, associates, I don't even call them Americans, that were bashing Americans over there. For one day, can you put aside the politics and the hatred and the mongling and let the country show what it can do? We're sending you over there for the services, paying wage for everything, making sure that you're rewarded when you come back. You have gold medals, silver medals, the commercials and the backgrounds that you can create with that. A lot of Olympians have become millionaires. And the tide is definitely changing. And, it shows that gold is the number one metal. It is an element that is by itself, and it is escalating in a very strong and firm way, a way that it is getting out of hand because a dollar doesn't value anything. But in lieu of that, people, we can't control the dollar. But I try and look at both sides of everything. And by the dollar being low, we $39 trillion in debt, it makes our OBAC on the loan cheaper. So we can finance, get everything working. Scott Bessett is working hard on it. We get half that loan paid down. Now, will we ever pay that off? No. It's moving too quick. I like to have one day when you sit there and watch the chart, how quick it's jumping. 2,000, 3,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 10,000. Oh my gosh. Just one day of that. I'm good for life. That's how quick the chart's jumping. On the West Virginia is in a new lawsuit in accusing Apple of knowingly permitting its iCloud platform to be sourced and used. Nissan has recalled nearly 643,000 vehicles over engine gear risks. Shows that the engine can go right into gear, causing serious damage or even harm to you. And that is 643,000 cars. As I told you, Palmer Prince Andrew is arrested on suspicion of misconduct. I like it. See, they go to work at that. America, we got to protect, we can't do it. And we got it right in front of us. We don't do nothing with it. I truly believe Trump's working hard on trying to change that. And we've gone into this a little bit, but my goodness, people in the news, it's like, oh my, I was reading so much, my eyes were getting cross-eyed on all the bad stuff that's coming out. Andrew, Manhattan, Windsor, the United Kingdom's King Charles, ill brother has been arrested on, like I said, his case of them having just a tuition that he was engaging at Tom Newman, the Manhunter, RoboCop, actor has died at 74. There were 7 trucking companies filing bankruptcy on the same day as hundreds of thousands of drivers have lost their job. It's terrible. It's also Delta is fights and erupts the chaos that has to make them. They had to make an emergency landing, and I guess this person started flipping out in the middle of the plane, so they had to make the emergency landing to bring it back in. People are now at the extreme where they're using so many things to combat the pain. The pain is real. And just imagine if Trump hadn't stopped. I think we got over $1 billion worth of drugs that has come into this country, but he stopped it. How bad our people would be. You know, we had a losing game here. There's also a lot that is going on. It says that the ICU has been full of patients, and it shows that it is growing even harder. Diseases, this is Bible prophecy, that they're finding they can't even cure or even that are hard to detect. The rapid little pops said that they confirmed that his death from being shot in the head. The autopsy proved that's what's killed him. And shout out to him. He was very young age to be killed. The House Speaker Michael Johnson rejects for Jesse Jackson to lie in honor of the Capitol. This might raise a little steam, but the White House is the White House. Trump administration, they say, withheld $16 billion of Gateway Tunnel funding from New York. And I think Trump has fun with this. And the reason why this is withheld, I got a kick out of it. Trump wants the bridge to be named after him. And they had a lawyer step in and said that the $16 billion will have to be released to New York. And Trump hadn't released a dime yet. Big Letitia James said that they haven't received anything. And you know that's not going to be used for that. Madani is up to 9.2%. And boy, the New Yorkers are mad on their property. Big businesses leaving. And him, again, the Democrats, him and Kathy Hochul, knocking heads, because he wants that money. Can't change it, but he's been on a brass nipple in his mouth all his life. I asked him what he's losing. Not a dime. Not a dime. With him in there, they usually have a way for the homeless to go to shelter. 16 people died at his hands already. He don't even care. You know, he said to leave them on the streets, and it's even getting wider. Also, Trader Joe's frozen fried rice products voluntarily recall due to potential of foreign material and content found within the product. Millions of Trader Joe's frozen fried rice products are being voluntarily recalled. Trader Joe's, y'all, and it's make sure that you do your due diligence. When Step Community is giving you these products, follow them. Make sure you're feeding those to your kids and your family. This is a great one. Another great one for Americans in Florida. DeSantis is doing a great job. All truckers will, commercial truckers will be required to have a driver's license and pass a test in English. No more going across the road killing Americans because you can't read the sign. And I think this is a great move. Also, I'm going to try and wrap this up quick for you. They said that, again, you know something is wrong with our country, that the Supreme Court kicked Donald Trump down and said it's against the law to have the tariffs. But you got to give it to Big Papa up there. He's handling his business. And he's found the loopholes that where we can still maintain and have our tariffs, because no one is going to rip America off anymore. And y'all may not want to give him props. You may not want to give him things. Heard through the grapevine that the Democrats are going to actually boycott the Speaker of the House reunion, which is just showing the public how illiterate and stupid y'all are. I remember when the little kid with cancer in his brain, y'all couldn't even stand up. You know, the girls and stuff that got killed, Raleigh and all of them, couldn't even stand up. Stand there holding little signs up like first graders in first grade. Teacher, oh, teacher, teacher, you hold a little sign up. Question, question. That's how ignorant y'all are. And it just tells how great and ignorant people can be. And please, people, wake up. Don't follow the narrative. It's crazy what they're doing. Grey's Anatomy star Eric Dane dies at 53 after battle with ALS. There's another 30-car pileup that found 4 dead, and they're still trying to clear it out. It was actually brown out from the dust. And another one, the forecast called for sustained winds of 20 to 40 miles an hour. So it caused some problems there. 4 tons of cocaine was seized by narco sub in the Pacific. See, this is what I'm talking about. Trump is really putting an end to this, and that is a great thing. 1 dead, 4 hospitalized after cruise ship fire breaks out. In the mid-voyage, over 600 people were injured. Trying to get through this quicker for y'all. Millionaire associate founder Queenie Griffiths plunged to his death after 17 floors from the balcony in Thailand. Donald Trump is also giving Air Force One a new face, new paint job, got it looking spiffy and clean. U.S. fighter jet down Iran drones. These drones are crazy. So that was Biden. Iran would have attacked us because he left the kite flying over here for almost a month. He told us don't worry about it. And then they brought in about 10 more. All the intelligence in the world. And y'all are still standing up for this ignorance. And I'm not going to agree with it because I know Americans ain't that stupid. Y'all are not. You're just going with the narrative to keep some chaos going. And the hatred. It shows that also it's coming all around us, y'all. So that's why I want y'all to be alert, take things to heed, because the fighter jets also intercepted Russian warplanes near Alaska. You know, so we're getting it from all ends. Get smart, get intelligent, be calm, understand the situation around you. You know, because if you don't, you will die by the situation that's around you. And last but least, people, Florida man was arrested on a cold case murder, whose body was found near his home, burned to death in a car. So, people, I'm not going to say, see you on the next one, but I believe in you. Love yourself. Believe in yourself. Teach yourself. Understand yourself. By all means, believe in God.